Hi guys, Luis here, Estate Agent in Central Portugal. Today we are going to check an amazing 2.1 hectare farm. We are in Alcafozes, which belongs to the council of Idanha-a-Nova. Along the property we will find a lot of trees, between some fruit trees, olive trees and corks, abundant water from a well and 2 boreholes, completely fenced, and we even have electricity and mains water at the limit of the property, so quite an easy connection for you to do. Besides a lot of old buildings that we will find along the property. So come along with me and let's check it out. So let's start by this entrance to the property, which we have 3 of them. So here we find a strip of the property, which will then again make an L shape to the bigger piece, but starting by the access. We do have a paved tar road, electricity, mains water connection, so easy access, and from here to the village it's a 2-minute drive, not more than that. So legally they are 2 plots of land, so we have this with 3,000 and something square meters of land. Basically it's pasture land with some olive trees at the end, with a car entry just there. Then we have a triangle-shaped piece here at the middle, which is the neighbor, and the bigger piece, it's at the highest point, like a small mount with an amazing view of the surroundings. And our tar road continues on till the other entry of the property. So from here, I believe that from the drone footage is enough for you to understand what this property is and where it meets the other big piece. So let's walk to the other entry. And very well, we reach where our big property starts. We do have a second entry just here. And it's a straight line, our left border, which will meet the piece that we've seen from that end. So basically it makes this, and then we have the 1.7 hectares here on this side. So all in all, we have 2.1 hectares of land. It's 22,700 and something. So the paved road and tar road reaches here, and then the dirt road starts there, and then it circles. So all of this is a more flattened area, this lower part, because it's somehow divided by a creek which comes from this right side, and then it crosses and it will meet the bigger creek at the end of our property today. Very peaceful area. These are all of these pasture lands all around us, and some small gardens. So here it's where we have one of the sources of water, which is a big well here, which, being close to the creek, it's always full with water. Even during the summer, this have an amazing behavior. We do find a water deposit. It's big, or a plunge pool, and that building there was or is where you should store the pump to bring water out of the well. And I assume this was done here to irrigate some veggie gardens on all of this area here, because it's completely flat. And then it meets again the creek. And our property continues on. The more homey area is on the other side, so we have this small mount, which gives you some privacy, of course, and some spectacular views around. A little bit of mud here. We did had a strange winter with a lot of water, but even so, any car can reach the property. And this is the third and last entry to our property, the one we are going to use to get into the property. So yeah, we have, I don't know, I would say 100 meters on a dirt track to this entry. And on our right side, it's a straight line reaching the creek, which borders the property at the very end, completely fenced all around. Then we have the creek creating a limit, and then we have that line to the other piece of land that I showed you at the start. this darker line, this is the tree line where the creek is passing all along the property. And regarding water, we have that well that I have already shown you. We will find 2 boreholes. From what the story goes, they are good boreholes with a lot of water, a lot of capacity. And of course we have the creek at the end, which, by the way, these are seasonal creeks. So along the summer the level drops, of course, and there's no running water. But yeah, once the rain starts, you will see it running. And even today, this is March already, I think we do have some water running. So here, where we are standing now, I would say that it's the highest point of the property. And while we are here, let me just try to show you the surroundings. That's the village at the end, which is Alcafozes. Yeah, we just enter there. Our well is just there. And we have this triangle house, which is the neighbor. He's a builder, by the way, so if you need a helping hand, yeah, you have it there. And this part that we've seen, it doesn't have a lot of trees, could be an idea for you. But this part is well populated with fruit trees and olives also. Also some fig trees that we find just here in front of us. As well as a couple of corks like that big boy over there and some others just here. The olive trees are well maintained, well pruned, so they are produced because they have been maintained all the years behind us. And we stopped having a fence there, and now we start to see an old stone wall, collapsed here and there, of course. These are very old. Probably some wildlife jumping from one place to another. We passed by one of the water deposits, which is on the highest point of the property, and then by gravity we shall be able to irrigate everything else. And now we start to descend a little bit. We do have some terraces here till the creek, which creates quite a good character to the property. And not only that, but flattened areas where you can plant some other trees, because some do already exist, of course. But you can also create your veggie gardens on flattened areas. It's usually easier. So this is our wall, which will continue down, and we will be at the very bottom. And here we start to have the terraces. This structure here, at some point, they had a pigsty with 2 entries, so probably 2 or 4 or 6. And this is one of the terraces. So we have the wall on our right, the limit of the property, and then closes, but continues on, of course. So this is one of the terraces, with the pigsties here on our left. In here, yet another water deposit. So quite big. You can use the 2 boreholes, which are close to that building over there, to fill this, and then by gravity you can irrigate your veggie gardens or your fruit trees, of course. Over there we have a queen's tree. We have 4 queens, some oranges, some apples, and figs that we have seen. So we've seen that terrace. Here we have another one. This is with no trees at the moment. Another one, and 2 more. So imagine all of these walls being cleared because they are made in stone, but the property is a little bit neglected. They just attend the olive grove, nothing more. But yeah, I can very well see these walls cleared, clean, maintained, and what a view it will be for sure. And continues on, where we will find some other outbuildings. So another one till the end with some olive trees and some orange trees just here. Another orange tree here. Another flower bed just there, which is closed up. This is a cork, by the way. There are some virgin corks, not many, but some. Another one, and again the limit of the property, which leads us to the creek down there, which basically it's just there. But yeah, we keep on finding some terraces. This is a picnic table, but the chairs along the years did broke up, but yeah, it's an idea. This is 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and you can see where the sun will set. So south is there, so we have a good orientation. Rising sun, so we have this southern orientation, quite nice. We have these passages between the walls, and again they continue on with these terraces. Now we will see the outbuildings. We have some of them. We have one with no roof. All of these, they are in need of renovation. This is one of them, roof structure with corrugated metal sheet on top, cemented floor, but you could join them all. They are 3 more or less this size, so they are kind of big. The second one, same structure. The walls are in stone, are in brick. And here another one, very similar in size to the other ones. So here, level at the same height, we have 1, 2, 3, but they do continue on to a 4th one. This is bigger than the others. It's where they used to keep the hay and still some leftovers of it, but this is quite big. Again, all of the roof, it's like this. Let me just lead you to the corner so you can understand how they are. So 1 where the hay is, and then 3 other rooms. But let us receive a little bit so we can go down. We have these old steps in stone, quite nice. And we are on another terrace with the buildings there, quite private. No one can overlook this part here, and our property does continue on. Here we have another tank, water deposit, and with another structure there, and with this sand, by the way, from there. But let us look at these last terraces. Let's see if I can lead you till the creek. So this is the lowest area of the property with the borderline just there, and our creek with these normal trees where we have these water lines. Let's see if I can go here. I think we can. And yeah, this is our creek just there. Still running a little bit of water that way, by the way, so the water goes this line. So yeah, this is quite something, having this water line just here, which, by the way, in serious winters, when it rains a lot, the owner tells me that the creek does go up a little bit, but it happens once in 10 years, and even this winter, which we had a tremendous amount of rain, it didn't happen, but he told me that sometimes it does. The creek does go up a little bit, and it creates like a small pond there at that corner, which is the lowest area. Nowhere else, just here at this corner. Okay, so don't leave your valuables there during the winter. Please don't. Another wall, so several terraces going up. And this one continues on till the end. And I think we can very well cross here. Let me see if I don't fall down. Of course, some maintenance is needed here. And here we are. So all of these terrace accompanies the water line just there. All of this. We have the buildings just there. So imagine your swimming pool. Just there, quite nice. Another fig tree over here. This is one of the passages going up, besides the one we've used on that other side. And the limit is that wall over there. So it's a 90-degree corner, then it goes up. In here, the owner couldn't find the key, but there are two boreholes at the property. One of them is here and another one just there. It seems like they found a good underground river water, so they made two close to each other. So from what I'm told, you have no problems in regards to water. But I'll be able to show you the other one, which is open. Yeah, we descend here, we went that way and used the last terrace going up. These are other fruit trees. This is a persimmon. And this, I think it's an apple or a persimmon also. This one I'm not sure. Some virgin corks. Yeah, we have good established trees. In here, it's where we have the second borehole, which is 100-meter deep. The pump exists, it's not here at the moment, but it will be here using a generator if you don't connect electricity, of course. If not, you could connect electricity and use normal electricity. So that last wall, which is the limit, comes to this corner, and then it circles, it shifts a little bit. And we started the video, sorry, I was trying to zoom. We started the video there at the first entry, and this right limit, which is completely fenced, is the limit of the property. So we have this L, this line, which is even an independent article or piece of property, and then we have the big chunk on this side. Well, let's get closer again to the buildings, because we do have other buildings. We have just a bench there, done with some shells, but we don't have the sea close to us. So we've seen all of these buildings, this straight line here. We have yet another one just here, which has two compartments. The roof semi-collapsed and collapsed at the end. But again, all of the structure is quite big. I'll put the measurements on the description. Another pigsty just here, with a small door just there. Yeah, and we walked down that way. Another outbuilding just here. Probably they used to have some animals. This one does have a good structure, but no roof on it. It's just the ceiling like that in cement. And a last one just here in front of us, which the roof has already gone, which is this. And from here, let me try to explain you. Of course, from the drone footage, it will be quite easy. So this strip is the first one, where the first entry is. Line, which is the limit, fenced, and meets the corner where we were before. This is the olive grove part. And from there, we've seen the right limit, that left limit. When it ends, that triangle-shaped piece of property, which is the neighbor, turns left again, right again. where we have the creek. And along the creek we have some dozens of fruit trees, which are quinces. And I'm sorry, before what I called quinces are loquat trees, 4 of them. These are quinces. They love water, so yeah, they like to be close by these creeks. If you remember, the highest point where we stopped is just here, on top of the mountain. I'm just a little bit down than that. These 3 lines is the limit. So our property comes from there, it goes up, and then it's all of this. This is our creek, and remember that that part on the other side, it's also ours. So all of that part over there, which is flat, close to the well at the beginning. Another amazing cork tree. It's a big boy. Indeed it is. Every 10 years you can go out and have dinner out of the cork that it brings. In the entry, the 3rd one is just there. So it's a nice property in the castle of Idanha-a-Nova. We are even very close to Spain from here. I would say that 30 minutes we are in Spain from here. The village Alcafozes, it's a very small village. It does offer some good summer parties. Even the Boom Festival, it's done from here 3 kilometers away, not more than that, which happens every 2 years, and it brings thousands to the region. Other than that, the villages have a small association, like a cafe, where you can have a beverage. Other than that, you have the head council, Idanha-a-Nova, at just 12 kilometers away. Good road. You don't need to buy a 4x4 for a roll to this property. So in resume, a lot of old buildings, a lot of trees. It's well populated, the property. We have 2.1 hectares of land, completely fenced around. We do have amazing water from 2 boreholes, a well, not counting the creek, nor the smaller creek which runs along the property. Quiet area, so yeah, it's a good place to be. Very well, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I keep on posting new properties up for sale. Any questions about this property, I'll leave my contact details at the very end of the description of the video. See you next time. Bye bye. Cheers.